Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Runaways, issue number 29. I fell off of this for the most part. I had this comic book and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I'm going to read it. It just doesn't look that fun. I mean, it is what it is. Been bumping them to my bulk reviews. Haven't even been really doing much on the bulk reviews lately. I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is, right? This is a little bit different. This issue is actually really good. I was surprised at how good this is. I'm actually going to get into how good it was after we give credit where credit's due. So let's talk about who made this book. First off, this issue is called Cannon Fodder, Part 5. The writer is Rainbow Rowell. The artist is Andreas Genelette. D. Cuniff does the colors. VC's Joe Caramagna on letters. Chris Anka doing the cover. And Carlos Alao doing the graphic design. Runaways were created by Brian K. Vaughan and Adrian Alfano. So we get more of the same with Gibb, the child remaining elder god junior Gibberim dude. Yeah, Gib. Anyhow, so like he's dressed up as Doomsday. And he's trying to fight crime, but he just doesn't have the energy for it. He's just this vast emptiness. It's not even that he's saying necessarily that he's hungry. It's just there's an emptiness. I don't know how elder gods eat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a particularly big deal right there. An elder freaking god. How do they eat? How does Shumagorath eat? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it is what it is. So this dude, he needs some kind of substance, and we got to figure out what the frick it is at this point. I don't think he got a lot of training by his parents. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, oh yeah, just get souls to do things for you, and then you'll be cool. Okay, sure. Mom and dad, you bunch of friggin' weirdos. So anyhow, and again, it's really weird seeing everybody eating around him and having fun around him, and he's just sitting there and my poor life. It's just so freaking selfish, and usually kids even aren't that bad, right? Like, you got to be a special kind of freaking sociopath to just be like, oh, there's an elder god who can destroy us all, who's really sad right now and hungry. Yeah, let's order pizza and chill out. No, you a psycho. You a psycho. The part about this story that actually made me want to fall off the whole arc, as it is actually one of the best parts of this particular issue. The J-Team and Doc, the leader. He's a freaking weird one. He's apparently really old. The secretary, treasurer guy here, he can't say how old he is. That's the one thing that could possibly get him fired for it. I wonder if this guy's also a vampire. Anyhow, I don't know, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with the history of this team and what they're currently trying to do with this team also. The whole book, just as an entity, is freaking weird. Mind you, I almost fell off. I pretty much practically did fall off this arc, off of this book, just because of this arc. All that being said, this issue was so good, and I am so invested in this arc right now. Honestly, I think that as long as you understand who the Runaways are, maybe read a couple of issues of the Runaways before, maybe just simply read issue number 1 of this current run by Rainbow Rowell, I think that you'll be fine, and you'll be able to understand this issue just fine. So is this a jumping on point? As long as you understand that Gert is alive, and that Chase saved her, then I think that you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay to read this if you've never read anything else in this Champions run before. Because that's how good and complete this issue was. I'm not joking when I say this. It surprised the heck out of me. I sat here reading this. I'm like, this could very well be a jumping on point. Make sure you, of course, read the opening segment. But aside from that, I'm completely beside myself with how good this issue was and how complete it was in making sure that we understand everything that's been happening so far, even if we haven't been reading it. This was thoroughly enjoyable. In fact, I think it's actually good enough that you might decide to pick up the first trade paperback of this particular run, because that's how good this issue was. I was not expecting it to be this good. So I'm so glad I didn't fall off. Gonna have to check out the next issue. Gonna have to see what they're doing. It just got really freaking super heavy creep factor at the end of this. A little bit shocked. Also beside myself. but I can't wait to see what happens next. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.